I made the friends that I needed to do, but I was too worried about winning. And I didn't look back and think, this is truly an enjoyable experience. This is what I want to be doing. If I win or lose, it doesn't make a difference. The journey and the experience was all worth it. FFA members, I know some people might not look at it that way. Of course you want to win. Who doesn't want to win? And nobody wants to lose. But sometimes you got to stop, not just in this, in everything you do. You got to stop and you got to look around and realize what's going on. You got to know this is the journey that brought you here. And yeah, you lose, it's going to suck. And if you win, it's going to be great. But either way, what got you here, and there's another man, his name's Kevin Durant. He's a basketball player. And he won MVP about last year. And he said, when something significant happens in my life, I like to look back and see what brought me here. And I look from the time for as long as I can remember and think, what brought me here? And it came from my roots. It came from my 2 advisors. I've had Mr. Fred Raines, he was amazing. And I had Miss Simpson for her first year, and she's been everything I hope she could be, and I hope I could be a blessing for her. But what I'm saying to you today is don't rush through. Enjoy the memories, enjoy the journey, and know that the corduroy blue runs through and through. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Darren Ashley from the Cowan Falls FFA chapter. And many of you here today are just like I was in my high school career. You play sports and are heavily devoted and going to practice every day, working together with your teammates, and most importantly, going all out on each and every play to win each and every game for the benefit of the team. I know just recently some of the boys from the BHP chapter just won the 3A state championship in baseball. They didn't win a state championship just by going through the motions at practice and worrying about the benefit of themselves. They won a state championship because they were engaged. Eric Thomas once said, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. They did whatever it took, put everything on the line, and went all out for the benefit of the team. As you do this on the field as a team, why not do it as FFA members? Wearing this blue jacket is something special. Not everyone gets the opportunity to wear it and be a part of our family. This is why today I'm challenging you to go all out for not only the South Carolina FFA, but the national FFA organization itself. Because our time is limited to wear these blue jackets, compete in CDEs, work together as officer teams and members, and even come to these amazing conventions where you see the sea of blue jackets. For many of you here today, you've been a part of FFA for many years. For others, this is just your first year. I've been a part of the FFA for 4 years, and I'm lucky to stand before you here today representing my chapter as well as this organization. But the question is, how will you represent your chapter and this organization? Will you be the one just to sit back, or will you pour your heart out into this organization and go to that chapter meeting? Be a leader on the officer team and be the one that sees every job is done right. So today, South Carolina FFA members, I challenge you to go all out for the FFA, because the time spent in this blue jacket and representing this emblem will be the time of your life, but it doesn't last forever.
FFA members, what does it mean to go all out? To me, going all out is giving more than 200% and giving FFA your all. My name is Alan Carr, and I'm representing the Clinton FFA chapter. And through my experiences in FFA, I've learned the more that you put into FFA, the more you would get out of it. I would like to become a state officer so I can give back to this great organization that has given me so much and opened so many opportunities up for me. In my experience in FFA, I've learned that there's 2 types of members. The first type of member is the members who just join so they can go on field trips and get out of school, and because their friends are in FFA and they just want to be around their friends. But the second FFA member is the members who get the most out of FFA and gain the most. and that's the ones who always go all out for FFA. I've been in FFA 3 years, and my experience that made me want to go all out is leadership. When I went to my first leadership camp, when I went, I was very quiet and really didn't like talking to new people. By the end of that week, I had gained so many friends through the FFA in my state, in my chapter and around the state. I'd want to be a state officer so I could be a great role model for students, by being dedicated and going all out. During my sophomore year, my ag teacher encouraged me to join a CDE team. She said I would get the full effect of FFA as the more I put in it, so I joined the CDE team. At first, I was very scared and shy because I didn't like talking in front of people. But by the end of it, I gained a lot of new skills through the CDE teams I participated in. I've learned some of our CDE trips that we went on has brought my chapter together more like a FFA family. As chapter president, I strive to make sure I was a great role model for younger FFA members. I showed this by being very dedicated and always going all out. I also taught all of my members in my chapter what it is to go to what all the FFA has to offer. I've also made connections to many members as possible, especially the ones who are very shy and don't like talking in front of people. I've shared my personal story with them to encourage them to go all out and be the most involved they can. My hard work and dedication to the FFA is another reason I would love to serve as a state officer. I have been one of those members who have gone all out for FFA, and I want to continue my FFA experience and go all out as a state officer. Thank you.
Good afternoon, South Carolina FFA family. I'm Katie Martin from the Pendleton FFA chapter and your state officer candidate from the Piedmont region. And what do families like to do? Take family portraits, of course. And with over 7,000 members in this family, I'm going to have to use a selfie stick. All right, everyone, on the count of 3, say go all out. 1, 2, 3. There we go. One more to add to the family photo album. Our FFA experiences can be like photographs that capture our ability to exhibit premier leadership, personal growth, and career success. These experiences turn into the memories that will last a lifetime. Memories of your very first chapter meeting, the feeling of your own jacket, developing your SAE project, hearing your name called after a challenging CDE. But most importantly, the memories that you have made with fellow FFA members and advisors that you will cherish forever. South Carolina FFA members, I want to be there when these photographs are taken. As your state officer, I want to challenge you to be an educator by helping your officer team develop an elementary education program. Serve your community by reaching out to those in need. Be that positive change by advocating for diversity and innovation in your chapter. Promote agriculture in our state by collaborating with farmers and consumers. I will challenge you to be that hero you all want to be by teaching you how to be an inspiration in your home and community so that you can uphold your part in that inspiring task. FFA members, this is your time, your organization, and as your state officer, let me help you go all out. I'm Katie Martin, your state officer candidate from the Piedmont region, and I cannot wait to take a selfie with each and every one of you this year. Thank you.
Good afternoon, FFA. I'm Savannah Hill from the Blythewood FFA chapter. FFA is not just a club, it's a lifestyle. I want to begin with education. I want to challenge members to learn the basic foundation of FFA. FFA is a faith born not of words, but of deeds as stated in the FFA Creed. A club is only temporary. FFA education lasts a lifetime. The information learned in FFA helps one to grow and develop lifelong skills and ethics. Next, I want to challenge members to build connections. People you meet through FFA are your lifelong support system. The connections are not limited to friendships, but also building blocks for business, community, and personal support. Taylor Swift, Trace Atkins, Easton Corbin, Tim McGraw, President Jimmy Carter, Governor James B. Hunt, Bo Jackson, Zach Brown, and Willie Nelson. These are just a few names of past FFA members who went all out to become successful members of their industry. These people all had their foundation in the values of FFA. Where do you think they would be today without FFA? Lastly, I want to challenge members to make a change in the future developments in agriculture by being involved locally and nationally. As an organization, we can influence government regulations, community awareness, and the education of future generations. I want to challenge not only individuals, but chapters as a whole. If we don't go all out, we will lose the future generation of agriculture. Change comes from those who are willing to go all out by putting their heart and soul into what they believe in. My dad always told us when he was in the military that they trained him for survival. When you are lost in the wilderness, one single flame from a candle can be seen up to 3 miles. I challenge you to go all out and be that light that shines through FFA. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It is my privilege to talk to you about how I, as a state officer, can help you go all out. My definition of go all out is to put all your energy or enthusiasm in your plan of action. As a member of FFA for the past 3 years, I have come to know that FFA is more than just an organization. It is a place to grow and further yourself in the agricultural world. It helps you to meet wonderful people to help you in your future plans. I could go on for days saying what FFA has done for me in my life. FFA is like the Bible. The Bible is something that God gave us to learn and grow from our mistakes. Just like the Bible, FFA helps you to grow as a leader and help you prepare for your future. God helped prepare me for my future with Psalms 40, verse 1 through 2. And it says, I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. This verse is what caused me to live my life for God, not myself. The more you read the Bible, the more you get out of it, just like FFA. The more you do, the more you get from it. So I challenge each and every person to give your all in life, in your community, in your faith, and of course, FFA. You will get so much more out of life by going all out for God and FFA. Thank you.
How's everybody doing? Good? Come on, give me something. How's everybody doing? Awesome. All right, so my name is Thomas Wilkerson. I'm from the York FFA chapter. I am representing the Mid-State region for a 2015-2016 state officer candidate. And when I was asked how could I challenge the FFA members to go all out for South Carolina FFA, I immediately thought about going all in. And some of you Tiger fans might know what that is. What I mean by that is to go all in inside yourself, personally. Define who you are as a person. Reach inside and find that comfort zone. And while I'm touching on comfort zone, speech right here. I want every FFA member to come out of their comfort zone. that's what I'm challenging you guys to do. Through high school, I was very involved. For example, I was a 3-sport athlete all 4 years of high school. I was in the FFA all 4 years of high school, serving as different offices. I was in student council. But my toughest challenge was when I was student body president my senior year. I had to take on a huge and a lot of responsibility. But I didn't want my comfort zone to stand in my way of trying to be successful. Neither do I want it to stand in you guys' way. So what I'm saying is, through our experiences together, I want everybody to come out of their comfort zone. That whether that is looking to the person beside you and say, hey, my name is such and such, nice to meet you. If that's a challenge for you, I'd like you to take that one step further and explore. Come out of your comfort zone. To me, that's what's going on. That's going all out, because you're taking one step further. So South Carolina FFA, I'm challenging you to come out of your comfort zone and take that one step further. Go all in, so together we can go all out. Thank you.
Good afternoon, South Carolina FFA. How y'all doing? All right, so y'all did that right the first time. My name is Brandon Myers, and I'm from the Pillion FFA chapter, and I am representing the Mid-State region. Now, I want to take y'all back to 4 years ago. I was a very shy, quiet individual sitting in the back of Ag Science. A few short months later, my advisor, Mr. Stover, handed me a packet of papers. Not even a chance to say nothing. He said, I want these back in the morning. So I didn't question him. And little did I know, that was my very first chapter officer application. A few short months later, after becoming an officer, I came to state convention, saw everything went on here, and it was that moment that a passion was ignited inside me. And through every aspect of FFA that I ventured to, whether it was my SAE or a CDE, failure became my best friend. Now, failure isn't always a bad thing. For example, how many of you in here know the cleaning solution 409? Most of you probably use it on the regular. Well, 409 is actually really weird how it got its name. 409 is the 409th formulation was to the makeup. So in other words, there was 408 failures before 409 was made. Another example, how many chocolate lovers do I have in the house tonight? So y'all are familiar with Milton Hershey. Now, Milton Hershey is the founder of Hershey's chocolate that we all know and love. But how many of you know that he didn't succeed the first time? He didn't have one, not two, but he had 3 previous candy companies that failed before inventing Hershey's chocolate. Now, me, that's pretty ironic that through failure, he still was a success. I don't tell you these stories just to inform you, but to show a message to you that through these failures, they worked harder, they were passionate about it, and they came back from that and became successful. Now, as a man who has seen my fair share of failures, South Carolina FFA, I want you to go all out in everything you do. And if at first you seek failure, embrace it, learn from it, and go all out again until you are successful. Once again, my name is Brandon Myers, and I am from the Pillion FFA chapter, representing the Mid-State region. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Blair Horton, and I'm from the Maccabee High FFA chapter, representing the PD region. So how many of you have ever seen, heard of, or even cheered your heart out to NASCAR racing? If so, you've also seen the drivers sporting suits covered head to toe with their sponsors' logos, which made me wonder, what if we did the same thing? What if we physically wore our hobbies, background, and influences? Mine would depict important aspects about my life, like my high school, my hometown, and my faith. And of course, I couldn't forget numerous extracurricular activities like dance and welding. As FFA members, we each have our own unique stories. However, instead of NASCAR drivers, we don't have to wear all of those labels. We have something much greater that unites us all, a blue corduroy jacket. The great paradox about FFA is that while this jacket unites us with one similar passion, it allows us to flourish in all different aspects of our lives. To me, this is the meaning of go all out. Allowing our passions to go past the compartmentalization of labels in order to serve our realm of influence. Understanding that individuality strengthens us in FFA and life. Because as you can see, I may not be your typical FFA member. In fact, my two main hobbies of ballet and FFA seem like contrasting concepts. However, instead of dividing my passions, I learned that they can feed into one another. Ballet taught me principles of endurance and practice, which can be used during any FFA event. At the same time, FFA prepared me to be an advocate for agriculture, an industry I love and one that has often held misconceptions for those who are more familiar with a ballet class than a farm. By embracing my differences, I can go all out in my jacket and out of it. If given the honor to represent SCFFA as an officer, I promise to serve this organization and its members with everything I can give during each CDE workshop and event in between. As a result, I hope to inspire members by telling my story and challenging them to embrace their individuality in order to live all out, give all out, and go all out for SCFFA. Thank you. Again, my name is Blair Horton, representing McAbee High School from the PD region.
Superheroes. Many of us, we think of Batman, Superman, and maybe even Aquaman. But they all have this in common. They go all out. They lead. They stand out in a crowd. They make a difference. I am not a superhero, but I'm pretty close. We are pretty close. We're FFA members. We have been blessed as a state association with awesome leadership. We had 6,700 members 2 years ago. Last year, we had nearly 7,100 members. That's 370 more members. This year, we will have over 7,250 members. I believe that with the right leadership, we will continue to grow. I believe that I'm a leader who can help this association continue to grow. One of the great things about being an FFA member is you get to wear this blue jacket. And trust me, it helps you stand out in a crowd. And that's an awesome thing because we serve as a beacon of hope for a brighter future for this great nation. We do so many things to brighten everything around us. And finally, I don't need this cape to make a difference because I have each one of you in a blue corduroy jacket to make a difference with me. South Carolina FFA, let's go all out. My name is Grant Hall, and I'm proudly representing the Sherrall FFA chapter in the PD region. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Kelly Coons, representing the Aiken High FFA chapter. As former Secretary of State Colin Powell once said, "A dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work." I had a dream that most people would consider impossible to accomplish. A year and a half ago, I was given the opportunity to rehabilitate a blind horse that was underweight. Now, I had no idea what to expect when he stepped off that trailer. However, what I got was a horse that needed to gain not only weight, but trust in humans again. I took on the responsibility to work hard every day to gain his trust, just by brushing him, giving him treats, and making sure that he was fed. I had a dream of what I wanted this horse to look like, and I went all out, putting in double the effort, so he was not only healthy, but no longer feared the touch of humans. There were days when I thought, why am I even doing this? Or, is this even worth my time? And then there were days where just being around him and seeing all the progress that he had made fueled me to work even harder. After months of hard work, I saw a change. My dream was coming true. He began to look healthy, and his attitude towards people began to change. He started following me around his paddock and allowed me to pick up his feet. After months and months of hard work and determination, he was finally at the weight he was supposed to be. I was then able to slowly start riding him in our small feedlot. And over time, as we gained trust in each other, I was able to start riding him in our pasture, on trails, and eventually down the side of the road. Through all of the effort from both of us, our biggest accomplishment was when I was able to ride him bareback in a halter, not only around the farm, but on trails also. Rehabilitating this horse has made me a better leader by teaching me responsibility and the importance of trust. Gaining the trust of this horse so that we could work together is a lot like gaining the trust of those you work with. To be able to accomplish any goal, a good leader must gain the trust of those they are working with. FFA members, if I'm elected to serve as your state officer, I promise to go all out and put as much hard work and effort into this organization and any goal or task given to me, just as I did with my horse. It's my goal to add membership to our state FFA by encouraging the students who have lost their way and the students who have an interest but aren't sure they want to join, and inspiring them to go all out in any and everything they do. Again, I'm Kelly Coons, representing the Aiken High FFA chapter from the Lower State Region. Thank you.
As these candidates near the end of their nominating process, I'd like to wish each candidate the very best of luck. The opportunities that you have been exposed to through the FFA have helped mold each and every one of you into the leaders that you are. Myself, as well as all the other state officers, can rest assured that the South Carolina FFA will be in good hands with any of these fine candidates leading the way. We look forward to hearing the nominating committee report tomorrow. Each year, we must say goodbye to several retiring teachers while saying hello to new ones. Sometimes people fall into our profession by accident, but for others, it's a life dream. Students who make an early decision to teach ag are showing how they truly believe in the future of agriculture. Here to recognize those students who are committed in helping ag ed by becoming a teacher is the president of the South Carolina Association of Agricultural Educators, Mr. Derek Cooper.
There's one thing I forgot back at the hotel, and I brought it on purpose today, but I forgot it, and that's my FFA jacket from back when I was in high school. Because I wanted to show you how much I've grown since my days as an FFA member and since the 14 years of being an ag teacher in Gilbert, South Carolina. So you can see the growth. Because the mission of the FFA is to promote leadership, personal growth, and career success in our students. I'm here to recognize individuals who have chosen to become ag teachers in the future and for that to be their career. And some may say, well, why become an ag teacher? Well, I can say, what's not to love about being an ag teacher? You get to help others understand our food supply, create a sustainable planet, collaborate to solve world hunger challenges, be a catalyst, make an impact in your community, state, and world, inspire young minds, better society, make a difference, and reach the unreachable. Find your passion in being an ag teacher. So this time, I'm going to call the names of some students who have chosen to pursue a profession of teaching agriculture. And as I call your name, please come out on stage, and Brother Blake Berry from Pendleton will welcome you out on stage, and then please remain on stage as your name is called. Miss Kelly Coons from Aiken. Lane Kiesler, Anderson. Brianna Terry, Anderson. Jessica Stockman, ATEC. Shamel Rose, ATEC. Katie Elwine, Calhoun Falls. Callie Bell, Calhoun Falls. Courtney Barnett, Clover. Mr. Ben Ruddy, Fort Mill. Emily Stewart Fox, Pickens County Career Center. Michelle Looper, Pickens County Career Center. Ashley Joyner, Swansea High School. Abby Carnes, West Oak. Taylor Thomas, West Oak. Catherine Wilkins, York. And Thomas Wilkerson, York. I would like to read to these individuals what's known as the Future Agricultural Educators Creed. This is part of the Tagged to Teach Ag program. So, I'm not just an ag teacher wannabe, but an ag teacher gonna be. I believe and know that agriculture has a future and is in the hands of a younger culture. I want to mold and impact the next generation, and will do this as I teach through the lives and individuals I reach. I know it will not be easy, and at times I might have to act pretty cheesy, but I know I can and will make a difference. I promise to learn and succeed as best I can, striving to become the woman or the man who is pointed to when the question is raised, who made a difference in your life today? And I will continue on in the FFA, do my student teaching. Oh yes, I will be there someday, to join the ranks and take up the battle, teaching meats, conservation, flowers, and cattle. I join of my own free will, knowing that I will never get my fill of learning, teaching, and preaching, mentoring, molding, and impacting lives. Today, all of these things I promise as I continue to build my tower high. Ladies and gentlemen, please. You have been tagged to teach ag by the State Association of Agricultural Educators in South Carolina.